I haven't paid for a flight in 2 years. Not a budget airline, not a mistake fare, not someone else's miles. My own points, earned on groceries, bills, and everyday spending, redeemed for real seats on real flights to Japan, Georgia, Bosnia, and a dozen cities in between. And here's the part that still gets me. I'm not rich. I'm not a finance bro. I didn't spend money I didn't have. I just learned a system that almost nobody talks about in plain English. This video is that plain English version. Let me tell you what I used to do. Every time I wanted to travel, I'd go straight to Google Flights, sort by cheapest, wince at the price, then either buy the ticket or talk myself out of the trip entirely. Sound familiar? We've all been there. The problem wasn't that flights are expensive, though they are. The problem was that I had zero strategy. I was paying cash for something I could have gotten free, using money I was already spending anyway. Here's what most travelers get wrong. They either ignore points entirely, leaving thousands of dollars on the table, or they sign up for one airline credit card thinking that's enough, then get locked into one carrier with limited routes and terrible redemption rates. I did that second thing for 3 years. I had a United card, I earned miles on United, and I could only fly United. When United didn't have availability or had inflated mile prices, I was stuck paying cash. The fix is not one card. It's a small stack of flexible currency cards that transfer to dozens of airlines. When one partner has bad availability, you check another. You're never stuck. That's what this video is about. Not one card, a system. Here are the 3 cards. Chase Sapphire Preferred, 60,000 points. Amex Business Platinum, 200,000 points. Capital One Venture, 75,000 miles. Stack all 3 and you are sitting on 350,000 points. At conservative transfer valuations, that is somewhere between $5,000 and $7,000 in flights. I have used all 3 of these. I am going to tell you exactly what I did. The reason this works is that these 3 programs do not overlap. Chase Ultimate Rewards, Amex Membership Rewards, Capital One Miles, 3 separate currencies, 3 separate transfer ecosystems. You are not doubling up. You are tripling your options. And the Amex Business Platinum is the card that does the heaviest lifting in this stack. 200,000 points is not a typo. The Chase Sapphire Preferred is where most people should start, and it's where I started. The welcome bonus is 75,000 Ultimate Rewards points after spending $5,000 in the first 3 months. At Chase's own redemption rate, that's $937 toward travel. But the real value unlocks when you transfer points to airline partners. Here's my favorite redemption with this card. Transfer points 1-to-1 to United Airlines or Air Canada's Aeroplane program. A round-trip economy flight from the US to Europe on United, or a Star Alliance partner runs anywhere from 30,000 to 55,000 miles depending on the route and season. I used 60,000 of my Chase points transferred to Aeroplan to fly from New York to Sarajevo, Bosnia, with a connection through Frankfurt. Out-of-pocket cost? $31 in taxes. The paid equivalent was over $900. A few months later, I used another set of transferred points to reach Tbilisi, Georgia. Both cities cost under $30 a day once you're there. I covered those destinations in separate videos, links are on screen. The key advantage of Ultimate Rewards: 13 transfer partners. If United doesn't have availability, you check Aeroplane. If Aeroplane is sold out, you check British Airways for the same Star Alliance medal. Flexibility is the whole game. Annual fee is $95. After the welcome bonus value, you're ahead by thousands. This card stays in my wallet permanently. Card 2, Amex Business Platinum, 200,000 membership rewards points after $20,000 in spending within 3 months. I know what you just thought. I do not have a business. Stay with me. That misconception keeps people locked out of the best card in this entire stack. You do not need a registered LLC. You do not need employees. You do not need an office. If you freelance, even occasionally, you are a sole proprietor. If you sell anything on eBay or Etsy, you are a sole proprietor. If you rent your spare room or your parking space on Airbnb, you are a sole proprietor. The business field on the application? You write your own name. The business type? Sole proprietor. This is standard American Express practice. Millions of people qualify without knowing it. Now, the $695 annual fee. I am going to address this head-on because I think the fee is the thing that scares people off a card that is genuinely worth it. Here is what comes back to you every year: $200 in airline incidental credits, that is bag fees, lounge day passes, in-flight food, it posts automatically, $200 in fine hotels and resorts or hotel collection credits, $189 toward Clear membership, that is the biometric security lane at the airport, and priority pass lounge access with no cap on visits. Run those credits and your effective out-of-pocket drops to around $100 a year. And that is before you have used a single point. Here is the redemption that made me take this card seriously. 55,000 Amex membership rewards points. Transfer 1-to-1 to ANA, all Nippon Airways, and 55,000 ANA miles books a round trip from the United States to Japan in economy. Cash price for that ticket? Over $1,100. What I paid in taxes? $19. If you want to go business class, and I want to be clear, ANA Business Class is genuinely one of the best products in the sky. That is 88,000 points. The cash equivalent is over $5,000. 200,000 points is not just one trip. It is 3 to 4 international round trips if you route correctly. The other two partners worth knowing: British Airways Avios. Short European hops, London to Athens, London to Rome, can be as low as 4,500 Avios each way. If you have ever watched my Southeast Asia video about Vietnam at $22 a day, Flying Blue, that is Air France and KLM combined, transfers directly and regularly runs flash sales on Southeast Asia routes that I have personally used. The transfer partner network on Amex membership rewards is the widest of the 3 cards in this stack. That is why 200,000 points in this currency hits differently than 200,000 points anywhere else. This is the card that separates the casual points collector from someone who is actually engineering free travel. 60,000 points gets you a flight. 200,000 points gets you a strategy. Stick around. Card 3 is the one that locks the whole stack together. The Capital One Venture is the most beginner-friendly card in the stack, and it adds serious fuel to the system. The welcome offer is 75,000 miles plus a $250 travel credit after spending $4,000 in 3 months. Total first-year value: easily over $1,000 when you combine those two things alone. Capital One miles transfer to over 15 airline partners. The one I use most for Europe: Air France, KLM, Flying Blue. Flying Blue runs monthly promo awards, and this is where it gets exciting. During promo periods, economy flights from the US to Paris can drop to as low as 15,000 miles one way. That's 15,000 miles for a transatlantic flight that would cost $400 to $600 in cash. Even outside of promos, round trips to Paris are often in the 20,000 to 30,000 mile range. Here's how I find these deals before I transfer a single point. I use the Google Flights Explore tool to identify the cheapest travel windows. Then I check Flying Blue availability before committing miles. I covered the Google Flights Explore trick in a separate video. Link is on screen. And if you haven't seen it, watch that first before you touch your venture miles. Transfer points only after you confirm the seat exists at the price you want. Non-negotiable rule: the venture also lets you erase travel purchases at a flat rate of 1 cent per mile, which makes it a solid backup option when you can't find a partner award. Let me make this concrete. 3 real redemptions using the exact cards in this stack. Here is what 350,000 points actually bought. Redemption 1. Chase Sapphire Preferred. 60,000 Ultimate Rewards points transferred to United Airlines. New York to Paris, round-trip economy. That ticket retails for around $1,200 during shoulder season. Taxes paid, $44. That transfer took under an hour to post, and I booked the same day. Redemption 2. Amex Business Platinum. 55,000 membership rewards points transferred to ANA. Round-trip economy from the United States to Tokyo. Retail price on this route runs over $1,100, often closer to $1,400 in peak season. Taxes paid, $19. This is the one I tell everyone about first, because people genuinely do not believe the tax number until they see the booking confirmation. Tokyo, $19. That is the Amex Business Platinum doing exactly what 200,000 points is supposed to do. Redemption 3, Capital One Venture, 40,000 miles transferred to Air Canada Aeroplane. Miami to Cancun round trip. Retail price around $650. Taxes paid, $9. Short-haul Latin America and Caribbean routes on Aeroplane are wildly underpriced, and almost nobody in the budget travel community talks about them. Now you know. Total cash value across those 3 redemptions, $3,450 in flights. Total taxes paid across all 3 bookings, $72. That is the system. 3 cards, 3 currencies, 3 redemptions, $72 out of pocket. The number one question I get about this stack: how do I hit the minimum spend without going into debt? The answer is always the same. You are not spending extra money. You are shifting money you were already going to spend onto the new card. Rent, utilities, phone bills, subscriptions, groceries, run all of it through the card for 3 to 4 months. For the Chase and the Venture X, $4,000 each is very achievable on normal spending. The Amex Business Platinum $20,000 requirement is the one that trips people up. Here is the honest truth. $20,000 sounds scary until you think about it strategically. If you time the application with a business insurance renewal, quarterly estimated tax payments, prepaid travel bookings, or any large planned expense, equipment, software licenses, a batch of inventory, it moves faster than you think. I hit my $20,000 in 2 months by prepaying 6 months of business expenses I was going to pay anyway. Not $1 of it was manufactured spend. Alright, before you run out and open all 3 cards, let's talk about the mistakes. I made most of these. Learn from me, not from experience. Mistake 1. Transferring points before confirming award availability. Points transfers to airlines are instant and one-way. Once you send 55,000 points to ANA, you cannot get them back if the seat isn't there. Always search for the award seat first, confirm it's bookable, then transfer. Always. Mistake 2. Chasing the wrong transfer partner. Not every partner offers good value. Transferring Chase points directly to United at a bad rate when Aeroplane has the same seat for fewer miles is a classic error. I covered how to compare transfer partner value in the Chase Sapphire short, link on screen. Mistake 3. Not using annual fee credits. This one cost me 40,000 points worth of value in my first year with Amex. I didn't use the dining credits or Uber Cash consistently, which meant I was paying the full $325 annual fee with no offset. Set a calendar reminder. Use the credits. Every dollar of credit you use is a dollar the card owes you. Mistake 4. Letting points expire. This is rare with the cards in this stack since they don't technically expire as long as the account is open. But if you cancel a card, your points go with it unless you transfer them out first. Always transfer or redeem before closing. Here's the full picture one more time. 3 cards. 210,000 combined welcome bonus points plus a $250 credit. Conservative value, $3,500 to $4,500 in real flights. Executed correctly over 12 to 18 months, this system can fund 1 to 2 full international trips. I haven't paid for a flight in 2 years. I've been to Japan, Bosnia, Georgia, Vietnam, and a dozen cities in Western Europe. Every one of those flights was covered by points. You can do exactly what I'm doing. You just needed the plain English version. Now here's what I want from you. Drop your dream destination in the comments right now. Tell me where you want to go, and I will tell you exactly which card, which transfer partner, and how many points you need to get there free. I read every comment. Let's figure it out together.